Hey there, Khaled. So you've got this essay here for us. Let's take a look at what you've written here. The first one is international marketing. Let's see what you said. International marketing has been recognized by some people as a way of intrusion into countries, while others believe it is beneficial terms, in terms of both education and culture. Both in terms of. Either one of those would have been okay. I strongly support the latter side. However, I'm going to discuss both of the views. Okay, fine. Now, if I want to give you a couple of suggestions about this, the first one would be with this last sentence here in your introduction. You write, I strongly support the latter side. However, I'm going to discuss both of the views. It's a little simplistic, both in terms of grammar, in terms of lexis, and just general overall sense. It's a little basic. So I would have preferred a little more here. Let's look at it one more time in total and see if I can come up with something that will give you some advice on how to correct this. International marketing has been recognized by some people as a way of intrusion into companies, while others believe it is beneficial both in terms of education and culture. As I strongly support the latter, I strongly support the latter view. However, as both views deserve consideration, they will be discussed in the following essay. All right, so that's elevating the level of the language a little bit in order to make it sound a little more advanced. Okay, let's look at the actual paragraphs themselves. On one hand, foreign marketing could be seen as intrusive for more than one reason, one reason. Firstly, local industries might not be able to compete with international companies in advertisement expenditure and quality. As a result, this would lead to local companies losing their market share and eventually shutting down. Another reason is that international ads could interfere with local traditions and culture, especially those of conservative people such as Middle Eastern nations. This may threaten local culture and cause it to fade. Okay. Presumably here you're talking about the negatives. I don't feel like you've really, let's see, intrusive. Yes. Let me think about it for just a second. Basically, you did what you're supposed to do, nothing more, nothing less. So you gave me two reasons why this might be seen as intrusive. You gave me one sentence kind of backing up your information and nothing else. So it's exactly that. It's doing the bare minimum of what you need to do in order to move forward. So it's certainly not considered well developed. It's just adequate. Okay. Let's read the next paragraph and we'll see. We'll get into this a little more in detail, okay? So, on the other hand, there are several reasons why I second international marketing. First of all, it stimulates new ideas and teaches national businesses new techniques. This, in turn, helps local industries to develop and compete internationally as well. Can you give me an example rather than just being theoretical here? Okay, secondly, it encourages learning other languages and understanding other cultures. Marketing personnel need to know other nations' cultures, and specific daily language in order to speak to potential customers in the way they understand. Moreover, national people, I don't know what you mean here by national people. What does that mean? What is a national person? They become aware of foreign nations' culture and lifestyle and adopt what is suitable for them. Okay, let's see about this a little bit. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring your attention to the marking band criteria, and let me explain to you why. Okay, so here it is. This is the public version of the Task 2 band criteria, and this is what I want to point out to you. So the first criterion is task achievement. 6 says you address all parts of the task, although some parts may be more covered than others. That is actually what's happening here. Take a look. You have a considerably longer paragraph here. Why do I say it's considerably longer? Because it's about 2 lines longer than this. So in terms of proportion, it is longer. all right, and therefore it's also more developed. You present a relevant position, although conclusions may become unclear or repetitive. They're not entirely unclear. They're fairly clear. They're just, this is what's really getting me here. They are just inadequately developed. Okay? So there's just not a lot of information. So this for me is an essay where you've done what you're supposed to do, nothing more, nothing less. So I don't feel like it's really well developed. I don't feel like you've really gone into detail. I don't feel like you've illustrated with any examples that are tangible, or one could say, okay, yes, now I really know what Khaled means here. Okay, so that's what's missing for me here. It needed a little more development. But the good news is that for your first essay, it's actually a good job. However, as you move forward in the course, I'd like to see more development from you, more work, a little more language, a little more illustration and expansion of your ideas, okay? So let's take a look at this. To conclude, although there are some reasons why international marketing could be seen as an intrusion, I believe that it has more advantages than disadvantages. No, not literally. Get rid of literally, absolutely. It would help different nations to learn from each other and to understand them better. Okay? Fine. So for me, it's really a matter of development. Everything was fine, but it was just that. It was fine. It was adequate. It was sufficient. But like I said, it would not get you one of those higher band scores if that's what you need. Okay? So let's take a look at this English and Homestay letter now. Okay, so let's look at this English and Homestay essay here, letter. Dear Mr. and Mrs. James, thank you for hosting me during my planned visit to the UK next month. I am Khaled Ibrahim from Egypt, and I am going to stay with you during my program in the UK. I am 25 years old and have just finished my bachelor's degree in English literature. It is very exciting to get the opportunity to learn more about the English language and culture from its origin. I'm assuming English language and culture is considered one thing, so its origin. I would like to know some information about the UK, so it is appreciated if you can help me. My main concern is about public transportation. Is your house near any underground station? Also, I need to know how the weather is, most probably like... No, I'll fix it in a minute. During the period I will stay. Finally, please let me know if there are restaurants for Arabian food in your city. My flight is scheduled to arrive at the airport on Friday, the 2nd of April at 4 p.m., so I will be able to see you that night. I'm looking forward to meeting you and your family. Yours sincerely, Abraham. Okay, so that's great. It's all very good. The tone is appropriate. Your questions are very good. I had a little bit of an issue here. I'll explain to you why. This sentence grammatically was incorrect. So also, I would like to know, so we either say how the weather is, or we say what the weather is like. You can't say how the weather is like. It's just it's inaccurate. So I would like to know how the weather is during the period which I will stay. Okay, that would have been okay. I like that you used a lot of these indirect questions. You did a very good job about that, so that was good. Please let me know if. I would like to know how, etc., etc. I would have preferred this to be less direct. Is your house near any underground station? So my main concern is about public transportation, and if your house is near any underground stations, okay, that would have been ideal. Other than that, everything was really, 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 really good. Not really many weaknesses here. Very, very few. Just that one little mistake or two in terms of grammar. Good job here in your letter. Okay, now my understanding is that you have not signed up to either the online course or the error correction, the essay correction packet with us. Try looking into one of those options, see which one works for you best. I'd like to see more essays from you. The international marketing one is a difficult essay. It's certainly challenging. So I would like to see how you write on other essay questions, other formats, other types of questions. And of course, I'd like to see more letters from you as well. So if you can sign up to essay corrections, please do so. I think that with our feedback, we can help you improve your score, get to where you need to be. Okay? So I look forward to seeing more of your work in the future. Good luck to you.